Good morning. Decided to start today by coming up here and studying this chimney and trying to figure out how they made it the way they made it and see if we can't apply that same building style to the sauna, but there's a bit of a problem with that idea. This chimney, as beautiful as it is, does rest on a foundation of the original stone chimney down beneath this. But for now, I'm trying to figure out how to build out this brick facade, stone decorated chimney style that's so common in this area on top of our new stone building where we'll need that chimney stack. The problem is that there's nothing underneath that area to support it. Now, I've been told by multiple people that we don't actually need anything under it to support it, that it can rest directly on top of the battens, on top of the wood roof itself. But man, that makes me nervous having a meter of concrete and stone resting on wood in that way. And I'd feel better knowing that it was properly secured with the foundation underneath it. But the team is coming today to start working on finishing up that roof, and I'm sure they'll probably have an idea, but I just can't quite picture it. All right, got the whole team back together, back working on the stone sauna. It's been, I think, a good week in real life, not in YouTube time. Not exactly sure when this video is coming out. Quasi uguale.
Bradey, ma ce l'hai te?
Tell you what, with this being the final step to finishing up the exterior of this little structure here, I'm sure I'm looking forward to finishing up this roof, pulling back the scaffolding, cleaning up all of the debris, getting all the trash picked up, and finally getting to look at this property without all of the construction mess all around it.
Anzi,
Hey Carlos, questo è il mio, ok?
bravo, bello il tuo.
Questo è il mio, ok?
Contaci, Bradey.
All right, so that chimney question. We've been chatting about how to actually handle the chimney, and well, there's a couple options and we can't really figure out the correct one. Since it's so loud in here, I won't spend too much time talking in here, but we need to have that chimney running from right around here, right where that air intake is, running up through the roof. We need to make sure that that pipe is done properly so that we're not, burning the roof, the wood on the ceiling from the heat of the pipe. And of course, it all needs to be supported properly. And we want to take a step back and actually build a masonry chimney properly. And realistically, that means cutting the hole for that chimney in the roof at a later date. And that's the beauty of this stone system. Just like we were able to add a skylight on the pre-existing house after the fact by removing certain tiles and then piecing it back together. We can do that here. So we're just gonna get this roof done so that everything is closed up, and then later on we'll take a step back and properly do that chimney.
All right, so while Bradey and the guys are over there working on the roof, I am going to work on this spot over here. This is a spot that when we first moved to the property was one of my favorite places to just kind of sit and hang out. And it's just completely overrun with weeds and random stones and probably some garbage and things that have just been kind of tossed up here. This is a spot right outside the girls' window. And I just want to try to make it a little bit more magical again. So we'll see how far I can get today, but that is my goal. Okay, so I honestly do not remember what all is under this. I know that the stones were laid really nice and in a beautiful way, and now it's all kind of covered, so I'm not sure how far it goes back, but I'm gonna get the shovel, I'm gonna get in there, we're gonna see what's underneath. Oh no, oh no, oh, I did something really bad. Oh crap. Whoa. I'm trying to clean off this area. I was like tossing a stone and it punctured the pipe that was, I don't even know what it's to. I don't know, I'm afraid to go tell Bradey. It's really frustrating when you're trying to help and trying to do something productive and you make mistakes. This is something I need to practice doing, but I'm just really hoping that it's not a really bad mistake. So now I gotta just go tell Bradey and figure it out. So there's a problem. I busted a pipe.
Like the way I busted one a couple weeks ago, a gas line.
No, I don't think it's a gas. I don't know what it is. It's this one right here.
What, this orange one?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's nothing.
I'm like crying. I'm like worried about telling you because
that's not a problem at all.
I'm like,
no. That's literally nothing. I've done much worse. I'm guessing you dropped a stone on it.
I did because I was trying to like do something nice and like clear off this area, make it look pretty.
You.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I know. It's like, oh, I need this. Used to be one of my favorite spots to like sit and relax. I wanted to get it cleared off, and then I broke something. I was like, this is awful.
No, you didn't break anything. I did the same to an actual. I'm thinking of Italian words. Sewer pipe. I broke an actual sewer pipe. This is just a water.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's just from the gutters.
Okay.
It's literally
just runoff.
It's a 2-minute repair.
Okay.
That realistically doesn't even need to be repaired.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for cleaning that off.
You're welcome.
It's been a disaster since we tore open the door.
Yeah.
Since we changed out the wood lintels.
Yeah.
It's like there's only time for building, no time for cleaning.
I know. So that's what I'm trying to work on. But thank you for still loving me. So thankfully that was not a big deal. And the pipe broke, but it's okay. This is something that's really hard for me because I like doing things perfectly. I don't like making mistakes, and I often don't do things because I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of breaking things, ruining things, doing things wrong. This is a really good thing for me. To know that I did break something. Could have been worse. It could have been a bigger deal. And still, it's better to try. Still, it's better to make mistakes and get messy and make it, imperfect, right? And move forward. That's still always better. And every year, I don't usually have a lot of New Year's resolutions. I usually just do like a word that kind of represents the year, what I want to get out of the year, what I want to see change in me, like the growth and all of that. And last year's word was failure. That was my word. And I really do think that that's what last year embodied for me. And that may sound really odd. I pictured it being like moments like this where I'm trying things and they fail and okay, that's not a big deal. But what it actually turned into was more of me facing the failures that I have had in my life, mainly because of my fear of failure, because of that fear. And it's been a very refining year for me, looking at things in my life of, what's gone right, what's gone wrong, where have I, dropped the ball. And it's been a very powerful year for me in my healing and growth and development. And I'm really looking forward to the next year ahead. My word for this next year, for 2026, is joy. So I want to find more ways to play and have fun and just bring joy to other people. That's my word for this year, which I'm a little bit more excited about than failure. That was not a great word. But we got through that year. It was good. And now we're on to, you know, bigger and better things.
Really quick, allow me to remind you about the importance of protecting your personal data online and to tell you about today's video sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me is a hands-free data removal service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and people's search sites, reducing the risk that your personal information ends up in the wrong hands. If you aren't aware, there are hundreds of data brokers out there that their sole job is to collect as much personal information about you as they can. They package up all of this information, they sell it off to whoever might want that. Information such as your home address, your email address, your cell phone number, all of this personal information that tends to add up to phishing attempts and scam phone calls. They package all of this information up and they sell it off to the highest bidder. But for us, that's where Delete Me comes in as the privacy experts that we entrust to go out there, find that information, and have it removed. Within 7 days of joining Delete Me, you'll get a privacy report that shows where all of your information is left public. That first report is a little overwhelming with how much information is out there, but they immediately get to work having that information removed. But then they continue to monitor the internet to make sure that new information doesn't pop up. And you'll get quarterly reports that show if new information is popping up, that they go out there and they have that information removed as well. Right now, if you'd also like to join Delete Me, you can get 20% off by going to joindeleteme.com/Voyagers, or by scanning the QR code on screen right now, or simply by entering the coupon code Voyagers at checkout. But with that, thank you so much to Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. Man, it's just a little bit silly how quickly this all goes when we all put our heads down and just get to work. And man, it is good to be back to work after a little bit of holiday break, to see this roof really flying together.
Ready?
Amy.
Una larga.
Oh no.
Bradey, 2 grosse ce le hai? Puoi rivestire una paretina?
And we're fully into that time of year where things get a little depressing based on the fact that the sun is not up very much during the day. I think we have daylight hours from like 8:30 to 4 p.m. basically right now. And man, I miss the sun a little bit. I don't know if anybody else gets a little bit down this time of year, as especially as it gets into February, where it's like you just get really sick of things being so dark and you just want some warmth to come back. I'm feeling that. I feel like a little bit early this year. Usually that creeps in mid-February, late March, but no, here we are, January, and I want the sun back. So we had a bit of a situation over the weekend of a little dog coming to visit us, so much so that I thought we had a new pet to take care of. It started off as this tiny little puppy tearing through some of our trash that we had set out to take down, because that's how we have to dispose of our trash, making an absolute mess. My first reaction was to scare him off. I was a little heartless. And she ended up coming back and ripping through the trash again.
And again.
All day long. I ended up having to run to town to pick up supplies, and Heather was dealing with it all day.
Yeah.
And then when I got back, I took a closer look at her and realized that she hadn't eaten in 3 or 4 days. And it was clear that she was lost, that she had a collar. So I tried to walk her around. I was texting pictures of her to everybody I knew, trying to find her owner. Nobody recognized her.
It was really sad, and Bradey, while he was out getting supplies, I was trying to clean the house, and she kept getting in the trash, and he's like, just scare her away, and I would walk out, and she would just look at me with these, like, the saddest little eyes. So I gave her some water and I gave her some food and Brady's like, no wonder she won't leave. But she looks so sad and hungry and scared, and I knew she wasn't gonna hurt me. She just was so sad and scared. So then when Brady came back, he looked closer and saw like she was pregnant. She hadn't eaten in days, and so thankfully Chloe actually noticed that she had a name and number on her collar, and so we were able to call the owner and get her returned, but it was sad.
I looked all over her collar looking for some way to contact her, and there was nothing. And then Chloe said, "Are you sure on that piece of metal that there's not anything right there?" And it was actually flipped around with the inscription facing her fur. So I was able to flip that over, find the number. We called the owner, got a hold of him immediately. And he was actually from the town across the valley there. So to think about that tiny little puppy making that journey, I mean...
I don't think she was a puppy. She was just a little dog.
But, I mean, it would take me an hour to do that at least. Probably 2 or 3 hours for the dog. And he confirmed she'd been missing for 3 or 4 days. And she looked like she hadn't eaten at all. I fed her rice and beans and chicken and all of
I gave her an egg.
From our fridge. It was unbelievable how much this tiny dog ended up eating, and as soon as she was able to digest that food, she became happy, was wagging her tail, but in the end she was quite happy to go home. So as we are wrapping up this project, we're kind of winding down and starting to reshift our focus for getting ready to head back to the United States and to start building there. Which I think I'm ready for that change of pace. I'm also thinking through, like, as we're doing these projects, like, how would I approach this in that environment? And one thing that I think about, especially right now, is the fact that if we do a slate roof there, well, we'll have access to the machinery and the space to use that machinery, which is the problem here. And we'll simply be able to take pallets and to elevate them up to work level and to be able to unload them at work height level. A far cry from the carrying them up as we are currently, or the tossing it up as we've done in the past. I've also noticed that the way my brain works, which is probably some form of ADHD, I'm sure, and that I love to constantly be switching tasks. Like, I'll be working on something for a while, and after a couple of weeks, it's just like, oh man, I want to do something else now. That feeling is kind of now extending out to building in the United States, as this project here is extremely fulfilling, but I am very much looking forward to that change of pace.
Hey, Frank!
Ow!
Nuts are ready!
Man, this beautiful roof, just in a matter of a couple of hours, all finished on this one side. Just need to finish up the ridge there and start working on the other side. That's magic, just pure magic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually have Carlo to thank for this. He brought us all of these extra snacks.
Little snacks. I just contributed the coffee, cheese, and cookies. Now that I have gotten the guys filled up on snacks and coffee, I'm gonna go ahead and take my little hike for the day, as I am preparing to do a really big hike in the future. That's my goal for this year, is to be able to do a really big hike with Bradey. So today I am out walking. The thing that I love about Italy the most is that outside our door we can just walk and we have amazing hiking trails just right outside of our door. It's pretty incredible with some amazing views.
Man, so as the sun is setting here and getting to hang out with the guys and work with them and just, you know, enjoying a nice coffee as we took a little bit of a break, what's heavily on my mind is the fact that in 9 days, we head back to the United States to get back to work building there, and it's extremely bittersweet. I am really looking forward to getting started back there. We're really excited. My mind's like split right now because we're both building these really exciting projects here, and then the evening times in the morning planning the exciting projects that we have going on there. And I'm really excited to get to work there and for that change of pace, but it's also just bittersweet to soak in this view and realize that I'm going to be not seeing that for a little while. In reality, it's only like 2 months that I'm going to be there before I get back here to work. Actually, in March, I've got a really exciting trip with my brother. It's just going to be a bit of a guy's trip here. We're going to work on welding up all of the railings and doing a bunch of metal work for the house, as well as a lot of hiking. Anyways, as I stop rambling and get back to work, I think it's fair to just say that it's bittersweet. Very excited to get back there and back to work, but you know, would like to just sit and enjoy coffee and enjoy the view for a moment.
Bravo!
Grazie.
Bravo Bradey!
Grazie. So as we're getting about a quarter of the way finished on this side of the roof, we're starting to notice that all of the stones are disappearing and starting to wonder if we'll have enough. I think, like as I estimate, I think we'll be like just enough, but too close for comfort and quite possibly a couple square meters short. We'll see.
Vedi che è in giro perché è in giro.
Ma non stavo sempre. Ma che noia lui, basta.
So at this point, as we're about halfway done with the second half of the roof, my money is fully on the fact that I think we're gonna run out of stone.
No.
Like, I think like probably short by 20 or 30 stones. Carlos says we won't, but you wanna see it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
All right, it's a little sketchy, but you use that little thing as a ladder there.
Okay. Getting up is not really my...
No, getting down is the sketchy part.
Getting down. Wow, you guys have gotten a lot accomplished.
Not bad for one day.
Not bad at all, my goodness.
But
Wow. I'm
I'm
impressed.
it's gonna be really, really close.
Are you gonna finish today?
I don't think so. I think we're losing light. It's getting really cold. Come ti pensi? Manca piodi? Manca piodi?
No, spingere Bradey.
No, manca.
Non mancano, guarda
Penso-
la montagna là.
Secondo me manca 30.
30 piodi.
30 piodi.
I just did my full hike, and I did all the way up to the cave house.
Did you really?
And all the way back down.
That's awesome.
I wasn't supposed to go that far on my training plan. but I went
That's great.
further,
I wish I could have gone with you.
And that was the first time I've gone like trekking through the mountains
Yeah.
by myself. So
That's great. Vediamo, forse è quasi giusto.
Certo.
Vale.